What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another GeekyCast video. Today we're going to be talking about the Fantastic Four, and if you remember that plot leak that I shared with you guys a couple days ago about how at the end they saved the Earth and whatnot, well, I think that plot leak is true, and I may have just gotten some information on how the entire ending for Fantastic Four may have just changed, and how Doomsday may have some pickup to do. Let's get into it. So, as the plot leak went, at the end of the film, after they defeat Galactus with the help of the Silver Surfer, she flies off and the Earth is completely sane and safe. Wow, that was a hard sentence. The Earth is completely safe and whatnot, and, you know, everything is safe. Galactus doesn't eat the world. The universe doesn't have an incursion or anything along those lines. Happy ending, but why, once again, Marvel? Marvel has the tendency to essentially make good endings. Like, we need dark, we need gritty. We're leading up to Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret War, the culmination of all these years of all these different characters and of the destruction of the multiverse. So we need big things to happen now. We need a lot of deaths, we need all these things, because most people are going to be brought back in Secret Wars. So with that being said, the Fantastic Four goes on and ends. Then they get 5 years later on the screen. It's good. They go back to the talk show, and essentially they're like, hey, this is 5 years with the Fantastic Four, and it's that universe. And essentially they're not there. Why? Because they're out saving the universe once again, as always. Remember that explosion that was shown in the trailer? It was like the Earth, and it was like on fire and everything, and people were like, oh my god, Galactus is eating the Earth. That was actually a vision. I don't know if Sue Storm got that vision from Franklin in her stomach, or maybe Reed Richards saw this, or what was going on. Maybe the Silver Surfer showed this to them. But that was just a vision of what could happen and what possibly is going to be the introduction of Avengers Doomsday. And what do you mean? What do I mean by that? Because now apparently the Avengers Doomsday film is going to show the Fantastic Four's Earth exploding or blowing up, and it's going to be, we don't know if it's caused by an incursion, we don't know if it's caused by Doctor Doom. But the problem is why are we waiting so long? In Thor Ragnarok, we had everybody in Asgard going to Earth to make part of it, where Thanos' ship came and destroyed them all. And the ship came in the post-credit scene, and we saw it. It was overlooking and overarching, and it was dark. And then we went to Infinity War and got one of the greatest openings of all time. Having Loki die, having Asgardians die, having Thor hurt, having the Hulk beat down. And it just felt so, you know, doomed in a sense. We need Thanos to be a smaller villain than Doctor Doom. In the end, we need Doctor Doom to seem like the biggest threat of this entire multiverse. And it doesn't seem like that, because we have multiple things that we need to explain. 1, why does he look like Tony Stark? 2, what is Doctor Doom's motivations? 3, what is his origin? Once again, why does he look like Tony Stark? Where has he been all this time? What exactly are we going to do? And with a 2.5-hour film, that's not enough time to explain all these different problems that we're currently having regarding Avengers Doomsday. And for the Fantastic Four to not have any real big threat or to have any consequences, once again, it's lame. You know, it should end with the Fantastic Four escaping their Earth, or using the bridge that Reed has been created, where we see Reed working on for countless hours during the film, just these small little snippets, and at the very end he's like, I got us. And then they get out and they go to Earth 616, and they meet up with like Val and Fury and maybe Wong, and they're discussing like an Illuminati of people that are needed to save this universe, because there's a bigger threat coming. They've been talking to the leader who has seen this, and it's something like that. We need big threats and consequences. We need to see incursions going off. We need to see parts of the different parts of Earth cracking where the incursion was going to happen, which is like in Spider-Man No Way Home by the Statue of Liberty. All these little points that we need to see that aren't happening. We're going to go into a film, we're going to get Doctor Doom. He's just going to be like, hey guys, I look like Tony Stark, so you guys should believe me. And they're all going to be like, oh, hey Tony Stark, who's not Tony Stark, who actually died, who's in Doctor Doom armor. I guess we're supposed to trust you now, so let's just go with you. So once again, let's go on how I would correct this, and how I would lead Avengers Doomsday properly, and how I would end the Fantastic Four. So Act 3, the Fantastic Four are fighting against the Silver Surfer and Galactus. Galactus is on Earth at this point and is fighting them, like we see in all of the trailers. And the Silver Surfer at this point is realizing humanity is worth saving. You know, what if this was my world? I would like to save them too. So she starts helping them out. They all start fighting Galactus. They find a way. Hey, there's this device on Galactus' ship called the Ultimate Nullifier. It has the ability for the user to destroy anything that they please. However, if they are not strong enough or smart enough, their brain will go into madness and they will die. So Johnny goes onto the ship, gets it. They use it to ward off Galactus. Galactus swears that he'll be back one day, and they don't understand what's coming. He must do this. Essentially, you know, we know that there's incursions coming. Galactus knows. He's been throughout different universes. He's seen things that other people haven't, and he's just gotten to this universe and realized this is one of the few universes that it hasn't happened yet. So he's going around, and, you know, obviously with the help of Franklin, he wants to create his own world. But at the same time, if he doesn't do what he wants, they're going to lose anyways. So realistically, let him eat their Earth or give him Franklin. That's simple, and that's kind of a random thing. But at the same time, then Galactus leaves, right? Then we realize there's another Earth coming towards them. Have that as the post-credit scene. As the Earths collide, then Reed's like, hey, I've been working on this device. It's called the bridge. I don't know if it's ready or not. Let's go. They all hop into this bridge. As the portal goes through, the Earth explodes. That's the end of that universe. Simple as that. Then you get the second post-credit scene, which is Reed Richards, and he's sitting through and he's having these constant visions of like people screaming in agony, all the deaths from that Earth, how they couldn't help all those people. And he goes into his research and he builds a team of Illuminati members with the people of Earth 616. This is what needs to be done. This is what needs to happen for them to do things that other people won't. Dr. Doom, Reed Richards, I know that sounds weird to have them together, but maybe Charles Xavier from another Earth, Namor, Doctor Strange, all these characters working together to have a bigger thing in order to stop these incursions. You know, and then obviously we'd get into Doomsday and it would explain Doctor Doom and whatnot. But the problem is we don't have any buildup. So realistically, it doesn't help in any way, shape, or form. And that's the problem we have right now. And if Disney doesn't fix this, I don't know how well, honestly, Avengers Doomsday is going to do. People can say, oh, they have Tobey Maguire, they have Hugh Jackman, they have Andrew Garfield, Nicolas Cage, you know, Young Grufford, all these characters. But if there's not a good base and a good buildup, no one's going to care. Let me know what you guys thought, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.